Talk to the crowd. What's next?
Genadi Kvikvinia. What Ingen said, East versus West, 15 November 2nd. It's not just me coming. I got the power of Christ behind me.
Michael Todd!
Everyone will
There we go.
Hey, buddy.
Hello, Misha.
Can we get the chats?
Oh, yeah, I'll turn on the chats. Absolutely. Okay, guys, so we are live. How are we sounding, Phil? I see you out there. Just let us know.
So we temporarily changed locations. We have a house guest again. So we might be getting some cool little here and there stuff shot for a little bit. But yeah, we have Anton back here hanging out. And so currently we're figuring out where we want to do the podcast because the podcast room is temporarily his bedroom.
Phil says sound and video spot on.
Oh, so this might be our new spot.
Yeah.
We'll just scoot it back a little bit.
Well, it's also more enclosed. It's not as open like when you're in your gym. But guys, so this that you're looking at, this is phase one.
Yeah, this was the very original space. So where we're sitting right now when we first bought this house was an unfinished 600 square foot, 20-something tall ceiling garage. No sheetrock, barely any insulation. And now it was the old free weight area of Monster Factory phase 2. I guess it would have been phase 2, correct? Yeah. But now we're going to figure out, once the new Monster Factory 2.0 gets finished, like completely turnkey done, then I will start figuring out where I want to put things, how I want to have things set up. I do like this little spot right here, though. Like if we scooted back some, I think it'd be a good little space.
I think it's good. So, I think that is a prime real estate right back there. If this is where we were to go with
there you go. There
right?
you go.
Are we doing questions yet? Is what Lloyd wants to know.
Yeah, I like the green back there. I'm a big fan of the green color. You know.
You do like green, don't you?
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Okay. So let's read some of these. First of all, guys, thank you for jumping on to this live. We've been trying to figure out since we got back from our little vacation. Get into a rhythm.
Vacation.
Trying to get into a rhythm, and we've been failing epically.
We have. I mean, all my training's been getting done.
Yeah.
But the consistency of our training together, morning cardio together, sauna together, we've been getting no pool time, which is horrible because this one looks hot in a bikini, so I want my pool time, you know. But we had a busy day today. Why are you looking so cute?
So I'm wearing a dress because my daughter, our daughter, said yes to the dress today. We went wedding dress shopping.
Wedding dress shopping. So January 11th, I get to walk our daughter down the aisle.
Yes.
So pretty exciting. I just know it's another cheat day, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I get cake, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, super exciting stuff. But just trying to find the rhythm has also been thrown to the side because you started a series and we've been binging it. You can't get anything done watching 46 episodes of TV.
It's been more than that.
3 days.
So who on here has seen the series Prison Break, right? 05, 06, 07, 08, and then they brought it back in 17 for the final season. I just was, we always try to watch stuff together, and when we're not, I just try to pick some random shit to watch while she's gardening or whatever.
Yeah.
And I started watching Prison Break. And so she comes in and I'm like, hey, honey, I forgot how good this show is. Do you want me to tell you the backstory? So I basically we rewind it to start all over, episode 1, season 1. And I think we're in season 4, episode 6 or 7. So think about this, 22 episodes, 13 episodes, and then 6 episodes. So that's like 1944. We're 63 episodes into this thing since last Saturday. So we've been going like 7, 8, 9, 10. Today might be day 11. And we've watched,
too much is what it is.
It's been a lot. So
way too much.
Like we're up till 1 o'clock at night because we're like, I'm going to go to sleep. And then, all right, I'm going to watch the first 5 minutes of the next episode. Before you know it, we're 4 more episodes in. We're like,
yeah.
Oh my God,
so basically, this guy is training, and then he's like, okay, so I'm going to be training for an hour. So you have an hour that you can go do whatever it is that you need to do. Which my work, the stuff that I need to do, should take me about 8 to 10 hours a day. I've been having to, not getting my work done, not getting it done.
Yeah, it has been we have to stop binging so much.
Yes.
But
today.
now I'm like, I got to find out what happens on season 4. We're so bad. We're like going back and reading. Okay, what happens on season 4? I have a list of deaths. Season 1 deaths, season 2. So I'm like, the next person to get killed is going to be this person.
Yeah. So anyways, let's read a few of these
right.
chats. So guys, if you are brand new to this channel, please hit that subscribe so you can join the chat. Or if you're on Facebook, be sure and hit that follow and turn on those notifications on both platforms to let you know when we are going live and when we drop new content, because you don't want to miss it. Lloyd says Prison Break was the first series I watched with my wife back in 2013. Hello, Misha.
Hey, Misha.
This is Misha, the Bengal cat.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, Kentucky Wildcat Bengals.
yes, thank you very much. And Devin's forearm says, congrats on the wedding. We have got a super chat here from David Tomes. Is that Tomes? Is that how you pronounce that?
It's T-O-M-E-S. It looks like it'd be Tomes.
Hey, Misha, I gotta read. Bo. Okay, he says, hi, Michael. Hello, Rebecca. Nice work against Camille. Good job, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I appreciate support. Yeah, that was it. That
Get
was
out
a good.
of my water.
Yeah, so that all worked out really well. He was bullying the center so much in round 1 that I was starting what I felt like was underneath him. And it was going to be very hard for me to get my press in before he could get on top of my arm, right? So I had to abandon that plan after the false start where he just drove on me. I was like, okay, well, I may not be able to get in there fast enough. But I just knew with certainty that as much pronation and back pressure that I have right now, that I'd be able to come out the backside, right? And it's funny listening to Travis's commentary throughout because he was so wrong on almost every account. After the first elbow foul, when the elbow comes off the back, well, his elbow is never going to not come off the back. And then the next false start, my elbow stays on, and Devon's like, well, his elbow stayed on then, and then I never got another foul. My elbow stayed on the entire time. And then Devon could tell, oh, wait, can't get on the computer. Can't get on the computer, buddy. Then Devon could tell round 3 was starting, and I was probably committing to come inside. And then Travis like, if he comes inside, he's gonna get blasted off the table, bounced off the table, you know.
That's not quite right.
And then I quit chewing the cords.
This is so different than having the dogs in our room while we're doing a
Oh,
He's chasing.
My God.
He's chasing the crow.
he is adorable.
Oh, my.
Let me tell you.
Just saying, that's 12 straight rounds for Monster. Is it? How
Well,
many?
yeah, because I lost 1 round against. So I won 3 rounds against Pavo, lost my first round against Frank, 3 rounds, 6 rounds, 3 rounds. So I'm 12 rounds without a loss.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, good job.
Thanks for the update there, Phil. I appreciate that. I like the way that sounds. 12 rounds straight. That's a good one.
So this is actually interesting to me. Michael versus Travis, left-hand match, please. All right, I'm going to tell you why. Oh, wait. Thank you so much for that super chat too, Phil.
Appreciate
I really
you.
appreciate it. And appreciate that y'all give Phil a big thumbs up in the comments. Let him know, did you like that trailer? He put that together. He's doing some awesome work for you.
He does. He hits me
Yeah.
out with some cool stuff. I like it.
Yeah, so.
Some of it's like, talk about how badass I am. Like, yeah, I can't post that. But you can post it. Like, I can't sit here and talk about how badass I am, but you can.
Yeah, so left-handed, when I saw how little trouble Travis could give Corey,
Right.
I immediately thought, I've seen Michael Todd give Corey a whole lot of more trouble than that. I mean, Corey still comes out on top, yes.
Corey is going to beat me 9 out of 10 for sure.
9 out of 10,
Like,
but I don't think that, I think he beats Travis 100 out of 100, you know? So,
maybe so, maybe
so there's
so.
a 10% better.
yeah.
You know?
Styles make matches. I mean,
Yeah.
if I could match the setup that Travis has, if I can match that and be even, I think I'm the stronger human, even on the left arm. But he's so good and so proficient at getting those lanes. Like, he can hit them real well.
Yeah. So we see David Smith in the chat. What's up, Billy Johnson? Both y'all joining from Facebook.
David Smith, are you still coming by today?
Tall Paul Hutchins
What's
is
up?
also in the chat. Lots of you. JP, Estra, I cannot pronounce your last name. Shout out from the Monster Team. Cebu, Philippines.
Philippines. We need to go there someday.
Devin, the cat is adorable. Misha is a handful. Okay?
Listen, I love that little dude, but he is picking on my elder dogs bad.
He is. He's got his bluff in for sure. Let's see. Daniel
Cool,
Andrassi.
David.
He says, where was East versus West held in at Orlando? Was it the Disney ESPN? No.
It was
no.
at Orlando Sheridan North.
Yes. Yeah. David Smith says yes.
Yeah,
he
I saw
is
that. I saw
coming
that. Awesome,
around.
awesome.
Yeah. So let's talk because I saw some more questions.
There was some
here
question about how much I want
regarding-
to weigh, stuff like that. But what else you got?
Let me, because it was something that I wanted to read about Genadi. Oh, he says, Ron Burgundy says, crazy how you dominated Camille and Devon couldn't. Styles make matches. And also,
Well, it is a
it's
right arm,
versus
left arm match too. So
Yeah.
thing about his right arm, Camille, I don't think I was giving Camille enough credit to how strong his right arm really is. He thinks he's only like 6% weaker on his right. He's like, and he said, Vitaly says his right's quite a bit weaker than his left. And he said as much trouble as he gave Vitaly left-handed, he thinks he could beat Vitaly right. I'm like, man, if you can beat all these people right-handed, then I must be a badass. Because like, he is a strong guy though. He really is strong, and I think his next match right-handed is gonna kind of give us a good understanding of where his right arm actually ranks.
So Lloyd wants to know, did Michael know when you were going in that you were going to win before you pulled him? It looked like you came in really confident, and once he stopped him, it looked like his confidence went through the roof.
So on the part about once I stopped him, round one I knew he wasn't going to beat me. Once the match stopped and he fouled, I told him, I said, you're not going to be able to pin it. You better come up with something different, or come up with a different plan or something because you can't pin my arm. And so here's 100% truth. I am fully committed and fully believe that this is way bigger than me, than that God's going to work through me and bring people to Christ because people are watching this comeback. So the confidence is the fact that it's out of my hands. Like, I do the work. My responsibility, my job is to do the work.
And to stay in and fight.
Yeah, because I feel like that's my gift that God's given me, is the ability to endure and to work and to not get outworked. So once it gets a week out and I've done the work, I don't have as much stress because I have a lot of faith and I just have a belief that this is bigger than me. So I had about a 12-hour window where I started second guessing myself the night before, right?
Right.
But other than that, I just went into this thing believing that God's will is going to be done, and I think this path is all the way to the top, is to Levan. And when I say the reason I think this is a God-driven path is because the mortal world looks at Levan and thinks he's unbeatable, right? He's never lost a professional match. He's 400 pounds. I mean, we're the same height. He outweighs me by 100 pounds, 110 pounds, whatever. And but I believe and have believed my whole life. I mean, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. It's been something I've said since I was late teens, early 20s. Like, I've always believed all things are possible. So I believe I'm just going to prove to the world that the impossible is possible.
And that doesn't mean that you think that God, like some people are saying, it's given you supernatural strength. You just believe He has given you the tools, and it's your job to use those tools to do.
So it's not even that. Like,
Yeah.
the people that are just popping up in my life
Yeah.
to help me on this cause, right? Mm-hmm. That cannot be a coincidence. Like,
From the surgeon on.
yeah, it cannot be a
Yeah.
coincidence that all these people that I have not chased or went after are finding their way to me who want to help in this cause, right? Mm-hmm. I just believe God's put people in my life for a reason. God's given me the ability to, like I said, just grind. And I don't want to take the credit. I don't want to say, look at me, because this isn't a boastful Michael Todd comeback. This is just see what's possible comeback. I don't know how to explain it, and some people may not have the same faith or Christian belief that I have, and that's okay. But just watch, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And it doesn't mean like all the Georgians are good Christian guys. I mean, you all see them; they're Catholics and stuff. And I'm not saying that God's going to somehow choose me over them. That's not. It's just a path that I'm on that I believe is God's will. That's just how I feel it. Mm-hmm. So that's where the confidence comes from.
So, Joe Cabin says, amen, brother. MMT is one of the best. Whoops. Thanks for showing us the inside of the real life of an arm wrestler, especially with your mom and everything going on. And
that's another thing. I know my mom's watching, and that just gives me that extra
strength. That does give you a lot of confidence.
It does. Power. So much knowing that she's seeing these matches, and I feel her presence every time I do this. And the last one's very special because my sister was there, and you can hear us both crying afterwards because very special moment to have my sister there, knowing that we could both feel my mom's presence there. So that was pretty awesome. Go ahead.
Aussie arm wrestler is on. Hey there. Well, hello, monsters. Hope you guys are well. Ready bang to everyone in the chat. Good to see you popping up, Aussie. When you're given the tools to build a house, it's how you go about building that house. A solid foundation wins every time. I agree.
What's up,
totally.
Forbidden Props?
So, how are you? This was in the chat too. How are you feeling at this new unrestricted caloric intake?
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and fill you guys in. So I actually weighed in lighter than what I was when I left the house. So I weighed in dressed at 294, but I had boots, jeans, polo shirt on. I probably had 6.5, 7 pounds on,
Yep.
which means I was maybe 288 stripped, right? And normally I was going to bed 91, 92, even 93 stripped at night. Well, we go on the cruise. We come back home from the cruise, and my first night's weigh-in, now we've eaten bad Saturday through Friday, so 7 days, is 292.2 pounds first thing in the morning, right? Then we decided to cheat on Saturday, and I ended up losing 2 pounds. So we cheated here at home, but I think I just wasn't drinking enough water while we were on the cruise or something, so I had an extra water weight. So I'm saying all this because I'm gonna give you a pretty interesting number. So then I was 90.2. So then we ate right Sunday through Friday. So remember, I ate bad 8 days, ate right 6 days, and actually weighed 92.6. So I got down to like 84, 85, and then went back up. I started creatine and stuff, went back up to 92.6. So this is Saturday, which was our cheat day. So we cheat Saturday night, and I'm dressed very similar to what I have on right now. And before dessert, like we came back home and ate dessert at home, dressed like this, I was 305. So, and then I woke up the next day at like 95.8 or something. So I thought that those 2 weeks I was gonna drop down, like by now I'd be in the 280 morning weight, and I am not. I'm even today after it cut, because we decided to start cutting carbs at night just so that I wouldn't be so heavy to have higher, blood sugar in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm still waking up 290, 292 every morning. And I haven't started like the prep in the sense of gaining for Genadi. Like this is just me eating and doing my normal training.
It's always like, what is that cat into?
You never know
what is he into.
Yeah, so my weight, I could weigh in 320 when I pull Genadi. I have no idea. I'm going to try to stay as fit as possible. That's why we incorporated the cardio and stuff again too. But my strength is good. If y'all been following, so I did 2 bench press workouts before we left. First bench press after the surgery was 365. The next week was 405. Didn't bench for like 3 weeks. Came in, hit a 410. Then this week did a 415. I expect to go up 5 pounds a week, so I should end up around 455. So strength should be good. I got 5 or 6 more days of doubles on my pronation lift. And once I get to 65 and a quarter, I'll go back to singles. Keep adding 0.75 a day. If I'm perfect, I'll end up at 205. I did all this in the video prepping for Genadi, right? So everything is looking really good so far. So I don't remember what the question was.
I don't either, because you sure didn't answer it. You went on your own thing.
But I'm just,
okay.
Weight is going in the opposite direction where I thought. Strength is going where I had hoped it would go.
Cecil Yarborough, I really enjoyed being able to meet you two at East vs. West 14 Orlando. Y'all are amazing people. I'm enjoying witnessing your journeys. God bless y'all. Thank you.
God bless you as well. Thank you
so much. And what a journey it has been, and what a journey it's going to be moving forward, right? When do you think you'll? Okay, so he's answered this before. Tall Paul Hutchins Jr. When do you think you'll be able to give Levan a good match? There's people after you beat Lars were like, he's ready for. No, he's not. No,
after
he's
beat
not.
Lars?
Yes.
Or Camille?
No, Lars. I'm like, no, he's not.
Yeah.
Okay, what Michael has said, and I'm giving y'all the Cliff's Notes version of this, because if he starts on it, my brain's gonna go to shopping. Anyways, what Michael has said is each step, each opponent he meets on this road is another training camp where he can work on holes that he identified in the last opponent. Because when you face Levan, there can be no holes.
I get it, no holes.
There can be no holes. Camille thinking that his press, that he could beat Levan with his press. He's very one-dimensional in that road, in
Right.
that aspect. You can't be one-dimensional. Now, I'm saying this knowing that full well that Jerry's about to be facing Levan, and he will be facing him with a flopper
One-dimensional,
pissed.
yeah. I mean,
I don't think that that's going to work. I believe that you cannot have any holes. You just can't. So you cannot go to him with just the king's move.
right. So my entire objective, real quick, and I'm gonna keep it short
Yeah.
too, is I'm gonna have equal to or stronger arm wrestling specific strength lifts that Devon had when he faced him, but I will have the power base to back it up. That's why my bench, I expect by the time I pull Levan, I'll be benching 500. I'll be deadlifting 650, 700. Be doing crazy heavy curls, heavy shoulder presses. I'm gonna have all the fundamental power once I stop the match because of my riser and pronation and back pressure, that I'm still, if I'm in the ballpark strength-wise, power-wise with Levan, and I have all the fundamental arm wrestling specific strengths, once the match stops, I have everything I need to win, right? I can't just focus, I'm gonna do pronation and riser and all that shit every day, and that's gonna be my entire key to victory. No, I have to be strong. I have to have that just raw power, and that's what I think Devon lacked. Devon's a 6'6", long, sinewy guy who had the perfect leverage and insane riser and pronation. We saw it took him all the way to number 2 overall in the world. He does not have a fundamental power base behind him. He doesn't have big, heavy curls. He doesn't have, a guy can't bend. There's things he just doesn't do and he doesn't focus on. I'm going to have all that.
So what do you feel like, let's go through these, I'll get to this in just a second, Elliot. What do you feel like, if we were to go through your matches so far, what did you learn from Pavlo?
I wasn't as strong as I thought I was,
Cut.
and I needed more cut.
You need more cut. What did you learn from Frank?
I need to stick to my game plan when I go into the match. Plus, I don't have the offensive surge that I need yet, right? Because I don't need to be able to hit sideways and leave my hand dangling. I need to either, instead of hitting sideways, I need to hit straight back with control, or I need more strength going sideways, right?
Okay. What did you learn from Lars?
No. Oh yeah, Lars. Wasn't a lot I could learn from that match.
You said
Oh,
center.
did I?
You said more power in the center.
Okay, more power in the center than I didn't know what I said.
Same with Camille?
Camille, more power in the center, but I also need to. So I'm super strong in my spot, and I'm stronger here, but the difference between here and here is still pretty big. I have to get this strength stronger because now I have this range of motion. So I bought a piece of equipment today that's going to allow me to specifically hold my hand as close to my face in that starting position static, right? So that's something I'm start focusing on daily, I think.
Okay.
So that's what I need to get that tighter. Because going into Genadi also has, I got to have more center too. Genadi has crazy center of the table strength.
And what are you doing to work on center? Did we talk about that?
Yeah, so I don't have a heavy enough pulley currently to do the type of training that I want to do. And I could just throw it over like you look at how Camille does his pressing movements, right? He just has a single pulley and a squat rack or what, a power cage. I could do that downstairs, but I have a double pulley system, a functional trainer upstairs that has 160 pounds on both sides. Well, if I just connect those two, get a 6-foot chain, run from both pulleys, and then hook a carabiner and a handle onto that, I can move the table sideways and just be 160 would be the most I could go because it's a double pulley system. But I also have those things that I can add weights on them too. So I could take that up to probably 200 pounds if I wanted to. And once I'm to that point, which I would not think I'd be there now, once I'm to that point, I will build. And actually, I think Pull Heavy is sending me a new table with like attachments to have every angle trained, right? So.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a question,
Yeah.
and this is going to irritate you a little bit.
Slightly irritated now that you're about to ask questions.
So I don't want you to. So watch how you talk to me because it will affect you later. So we have talked about this before. You identified that you needed a better center with Camille.
With Lars, you said?
Yeah, with Lars, but then even more so,
With Camille.
and you know that that's coming in with Genadi.
Right.
We are 2 weeks into this camp. Why have you not started it yet?
I haven't went to Lowe's to get a chain.
Is that it?
That's all I need is a chain.
So time is ticking, buddy.
Yeah.
You know.
Failing miserably, I don't know. I
Okay,
mean,
so-
I'm doing everything else, and I'm super strong at everything else. You know what I'm saying?
But
I mean,
that's the whole.
It could. I don't even know if it is a hole,
It's a hole.
but it could be an area
It's a
that
hole.
it's
It's
a
a
hole that I may not
hole.
be able to win the match, right?
hole.
Like, but right now I think my pronation, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a very strong Genadi. You know,
And he's going to have a lot of center.
You would suspect. Now he is on a new arm, but my new arm is stronger than my old arm, I think.
His maybe too.
So that's what I'm saying. I may be facing a stronger Genadi than I faced previously. I believe my condition, my level will be quite a bit higher than what I was when we pulled last time. I think through pronation, riser, and back pressure, I can negate his tools the way Hermes did. If we were to pull next week, I think I'm there now. But I'm not going to rest on that. I'm going to get stronger and start doing all the other stuff. Well, it's not even all the other stuff. It's just one other thing. Oh, yeah, plus the machine I got to do this, right, to just sit there tight like that. I think that's going to help drastically. That may be all I need to have the stronger center because I already have a lot of side pressure. It's just this opens, right? And maybe I don't have the same force this way because I'm out here, you know? I don't know.
Okay, so if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, if you are on Team Michael, get your ass to Lowe's and get that chain and start training that thing that you know you need to be training.
Yeah, that's funny.
If you're on that team, give me a thumbs up in the comments or like on Facebook or YouTube. Okay, let me go ahead and read this.
What do we got?
Elliot Barry, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Hi Mike, congrats on your win. Proud of you, brother. Was wondering, are there more events planned here in the States, or was East versus West 14 a one-off?"
From what I understand from East versus West perspective, England wants to do one a year minimum, possibly two.
Yeah.
And I believe the same thing is going with King of the Table.
Yeah.
From what I understand, King of the Table is supposed to be coming December 14th to the United States.
Lloyd says something people need to realize is that Levan comes in peaking at a high level. Who's to say Mike can't beat Levan tomorrow morning? It's all about the specific date that they come to pull on.
And that is
That's
that is
for
true.
everyone.
But I'd want to beat him on that specific date. You know what I mean?
Yes, you want your best to face his best.
But do we want to go back and look at the dude that disrespected us?
No, we don't.
Okay, that guy right there.
This one right here, I've banned him.
Oh, you banned that guy? Cool. Sweet.
Yes, I did.
Because
Okay.
that's just unnecessary.
No, that's just probably some kid on Facebook.
Yeah.
Nicholas Dew, are
Rice
you
bucket every day.
Are you okay? Are you still using the rice bucket? And have
And
you
when I
noticed
say every
any
day, I
difference?
may miss once a week.
Have you noticed any difference in terms of recovery, size, etc.?
My forearm was 18 the other day, a solid 18. My right, okay, so when I came out here and trained with Corey and Jeremy, might have been Sunday, 302 pounds that afternoon, and like 4 p.m. And my right arm unpumped was 21 and a half. So that's quite possible if I'm on the same day just as heavy, and I do buys and tries, I usually get a half-inch pump. So it could be possible that I'm close to a 22-inch arm pumped, which I've never had I've had a 22 and 2/3 or something pump before.
All I can tell y'all is that boy is massive. I can't tell you how many times do I just walk into a room and go, "My God, you're huge." How often am I doing that?
I'm bigger than normal right now.
Yeah,
that's
and
for
I
sure.
like it.
Yeah, everybody walks up to me like, "Oh my God." I'm like, yeah, I'm
like
bigger
it
than
a
normal.
lot. Todd Paul Hutchins Jr., I think if Travis takes notes on how MMT did his comeback, Travis would do much better. Travis going after the top guys instead of working his way up like Dennis also made that mistake. I think it's actually a good plan because don't you want to identify where the holes in the game are? Knock off a little bit of ring rust?
I mean, it's just they wanted me to pull heavyweights. So I mean, I pulled heavyweights for a while. And then I never planned on saying heavyweights. It's only when they offered me a world title shot that I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and take that. I'll defend it, and then I'll go up, you know. So once that got canceled, I was like, let's go supers.
Actually, it's not that they wanted you to pull heavyweights. You mapped out everything that you were going to do.
I said it
on
ketamine, yeah.
Yeah. Proving Astrology, thank you so much for the super chat, Rebecca. How much is Michael helping with the garden?
Didn't you hear all the shows I'm watching?
No.
No. Yeah, I'm not a gardener.
I laugh every time. Oh, y'all.
Oh, this girl is cutting herself, burning herself, and this is on.
Bread knife.
First one's wiping off the counter, and she slid her finger across the bread knife. The second one, she was cutting bread, it slipped off. Boom, big gash. Like, damn, you got to quit cutting up my body. I like that body. You know.
And this is a. Oh, if you can see,
big time burns making sourdough bread. She reaches in and grabs the thing and just sizzles the skin.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyhow.
Thanks for super chat, but not helping the garden.
I love it when people are like, Michael just doesn't want to have to build you any more beds. Michael hasn't built the first bed.
Michael cut up the wood and ripped them apart with his bare hands. She's out there struggling to take these 2x4s apart that have been nailed together.
I was knocking them apart.
And I'm like, give me that. And just grab the top. Like, whew.
Yeah,
like,
it did.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a good moment for me. But anyways, that has been the depth, I guess, of your.
I weed eat.
He weed eats around the garden.
I weed eat the garden
Yeah,
for her.
but,
the whole yard. Because I can't really get the mower in there now because there's so much garden, so I have to weed eat the whole yard.
So yeah, that's not his game. That's not his game at all.
Did you
Lloyd,
say I need higher level sparring partners? I have the highest level sparring partner in the United States. I mean, I do agree the Georgians are stacked in the gym, but
okay,
we honestly have no idea how strong Corey is right now. So I'm gonna tell you from Corey's mouth. Everybody's like, your left, and even Coach Ray's like, your left's your dominant arm, and everybody's like, Corey's like, I think my right's stronger than my left right now. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Corey is the closest to me he has ever been, and I'm really strong right now. So Corey's right arm. Like, there's some stylistic matchups.
he needs some right arm matches.
There's some stylistic matchups that could really determine where he's ranked in the United States. Like,
Kalinchenko.
I don't even know if
wants
Jerry
full
can drive his press on Corey's arm.
I don't think he can.
Because the way Corey pulls, he's going to grab him and hook him, you know? So I don't know, man. That's Corey's strong right now.
Can we talk about that?
What?
I want to talk about, you said because the way that Corey would pull him. There is a right way and a wrong way to pull Jerry Carteret.
Yes, there is, and I always pull him the wrong way.
but
I'm like the guy on the planet that can win from there, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
but you can't because, well,
and
you couldn't.
I couldn't because of range of motion.
Yeah, but
And
now you can get closer.
I don't know if he sets up with the same sideways pressure in the setup that Camille does. So I think I may have better access to pressing Jerry in the press. But I still think my ability to pronate back pressure and all that stuff, especially, I think I would favor me versus Jerry right now. And I know Jerry might be the one getting the shot. I mean, Jerry's the one that will most likely be getting the shot of the lot.
Of course he is.
But
Because he deserves it.
Yeah, I was injured, I was out, and he was winning. He lost the one thing to Hermes, but everything else he did great, you know.
But Hermes pulled him right.
Hermes pulled him perfectly.
Perfectly. And then
Yeah,
Alex.
he might have been sick. Like, even Hermes said something about he might have been, like, the sickness might have.
Did Alex not watch those videos at all?
Man, Alex put him wrong.
Way wrong,
My God.
Alex.
Yeah, I mean, that was bad. Like, for him to pull that direction, because I really thought it was going to be, and even Jerry thought it'd be a dogfight. Worst case scenario.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, best case scenario is going to be a dogfight, and he ends up just running him over.
Wow.
But it was just the wrong lane.
So,
Because those are 8 1/4 inch pads too, so he should have done better. You know, but who knows? Maybe we overestimated how strong Alex is, or maybe Jerry. I don't think Jerry looks strong.
Jerry
But
is
I
strong.
can't see him being like miles stronger than he's been every other. Because what Jerry will do is he'll just won't be active, but he's still training, and he'll just show up and like every once in a while, and he's strong as shit every time. You know, so I don't know where his level is compared to his peak.
So let me tell you what I have read that he said.
Jerry, what?
So Jerry said his life has always been God, family, arm wrestling.
His? Oh,
Now, or maybe it's family, work, arm wrestling. Something like that.
probably family work armor.
Family, work, arm wrestling. And now he says, for this next prep, it is going to be arm wrestling,
Family work.
family, work. Yes. This is my son.
You wanna call-
and
answer
I'm on
Ryan.
Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, go ahead, take it. See what's up. When Ryan doesn't call very often, so when he calls, we talk to him.
Hey, son.
We're on a live.
We're on a live. Is everything okay? We're on a live. Is everything okay?
I got you, honey. I got you. Yeah. So I don't know. So if Jerry switched from family work arm wrestling to arm wrestling family work, he could come in. I would just think the Jerry that we've seen so far, even versus Alex, is probably the Jerry we always see. A guy who's prepping for that day, whatever. Now Jerry going against Levan is a huge opportunity for him. A huge opportunity for anyone who gets that shot. So I would assume that he would switch it to arm wrestling family work, right? And that could be a dangerous Jerry. I'm excited to see another North American get the shot. And who knows, he might be able to pull it off. I think a lot of people make comparisons to how Hermes was able to pull well against him with the bent wrist press. But I think that's nowhere near what Jerry's going to do. You have, in my opinion, you have to pull back pressure and stop Hermes through back pressure. And then as he's stretched out, trying to pin you, then you turn into a shoulder. I don't think you can go toward him. I don't think you can go toward Levan on the go and move him out center table. But if there's somebody to do it, it would be either Jerry or Camille, right? Because they are professionals at that move, right? They're specialists at that move. It's gonna be interesting to see, though. Everything cool?
Everything's good.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what I got on that. Jerry versus Levan. I mean, like I said, just telling them, prepped someone who switches his focus and puts more time in his training, because he always has had family and work, and he just
yes. So now it's gonna be arm wrestling.
Yeah. So this could be. I mean, I think that, like I was just telling them, the Jerry that we see every time is the strongest. All the levels are about even. This Jerry that's gonna pull Levan will be a higher level.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Does he have more to offer than the flop?
No. He does have a King's move, pronated top row slip thing.
We have a forever
No,
picture.
yeah, the pictures. I'm not talking about, though. He actually has an offensive, so check this out.
Yeah.
Go back and watch some WAL stuff that's doing at the motocross, like these Beat the Champs and stuff, and you see a bunch of matches back and forth of Jerry and Dave. At that time, Dave was in his peak, and he would just grab Jerry and just turn him in and kill him. Jerry tried to press him, he killed him. Jerry started getting practice wins on Dave through this ugly kickback wrist pronated King's move top roll. It's in his arsenal, and that's what. Remember, I told you couldn't feel my fingers since 2007. Jerry and I went 2-1, all wins in a shoulder press at the NAL in Denver at the Sean Ray Classic, and after table pulling, I was about to pin Jerry, and he did that weird thing, and that's where I felt the first pop, and from that point on, I couldn't feel my fingers.
Oh yeah, but now you can.
Yeah, they're coming back.
Okay, guys, think about this for a second. People are not grasping the fact that Michael couldn't feel his fingers. He couldn't feel them.
They were asleep since 2007.
Yeah.
Compressed on the nerve.
Arm wrestling, not being able to feel pressure that you're applying, right? Now he can feel his fingers. Yeah. They're continuing to get.
Yeah, because it's
more.
like a millimeter a month or something.
Yeah, but now you can feel them.
Yeah, because he decompressed my ulnar nerve when he took out all the bone and reattached the tendon.
So that's huge. So we're not dealing with just better range of motion here.
Yeah.
We're also dealing with better feeling.
And
in
the
hand.
nerve damage in my hand is
coming
because
back.
that was from the ulnar nerve apparently, and you can feel the thick. Look, you hadn't felt it more. Look.
Oh yeah.
Right, it's coming back.
Yeah. Mike, huge fan, says Cosman Andre. But don't you think genetic factors come into play for reaching first in the world? Look at Levan's hand and wrist. It's a lot bigger than anybody's.
I agree. But look at Levan back when he was 185 pounds. His hands and wrists weren't that same size.
Nope.
So in theory, there's something you must be able to do to grow your hands and wrists.
Well, yours has gotten better.
My hand has gotten grown. It hasn't grown, but it's way thicker. And my wrist, when I graduated high school, I could touch my fingers around my wrist.
And people that
They
were
were like,
talking
did you
about,
grow your bone? I'm like, no, tendons, ligaments, and everything around it are bigger, right?
people that were talking about your hand being small, it was actually the same size as Camille's, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, when y'all did the same size.
But I never thought I had a super heavyweight hand.
Well, you don't have Cleve Dean's hand.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't,
know-
like in my hand and Jerry,
You don't have-
mine and Corey have the same size hand.
Yeah, you don't have John
is just
Brzezink's thumb.
It's about 50% thicker than mine, you know. And my hand, my right hand is actually really thick when you grab it.
Yeah.
I mean, remember the whole Undertaker's like, it's like a slab of a ham.
Honey ham.
Honey ham every time I shake his hand. And he has a big hand, but he's like, that dude's hand is so thick, you know.
So, Daniel Andrassi, when is the next time you'll be in Orlando? My 9-year-old son would love to meet you, especially because he loves monsters, and your nickname is Monster.
Well, I will not be in Orlando anytime soon, but we'll be in Jacksonville for a fun event September 21st that Michael Moody is putting on. So if you want to make a trip over to Jacksonville, it's a car show, big arm wrestling event, good Christian people there too. So I think it's a lot of good fellowship, so it's a good place to be. I don't know where you find the information at though. Maybe go to Michael Moody on Facebook.
Forbidden props, absolutely. Corey, East versus West 15, right hand match. Make it happen, Ingen, please, sir. Yes.
So Corey does have a match 5 weeks before that at
Yes.
King of the Table. I can't announce who it is.
Have
but
they not announced that yet?
No, they haven't.
Okay, so I did.
You did.
By accident?
Yeah, I was like,
Okay.
honey, I like to have
So-
an announcement. She said Corey did. I said, no, Corey just said he's going to King of the Table. He had
So
to
all
his
I
arm wrestle.
saw was Corey talking about now coming up, and I just assumed it was about the match. So then I go onto Reddit, and I'm like, so what do y'all think about this match? How do you think it's going to go? And I had to delete that. But it was after about 2 days that I deleted it. So
Yeah.
it was out there for a
It was
hot
out
minute.
there for a bit. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But anyway, so he does have a very interesting match.
So I
coming
don't
up.
think he would travel again after traveling to King of the Table.
Oh, I see.
I think he would, well, and even King of the Table 13 in the United States, I think will be a left-handed match for a left-handed dominance in North America, I think.
So Mike Eaton, I'm not sure what this is. He says, what do you think of European style of King's move when they drag to the side and push off of the peg? What?
Yeah, I don't know what that means. You always should be pushing off the peg
Always.
because that's back pressure, unless you're going sideways, and then you want to, like, if you're coming in for a press, you want to pull on it. The rest of the time, you should always have that as a point of contact for back pressure.
Yeah, I have seen people that'll just like set their hand up on it.
And our outside pullers are like, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
I mean, you get a lot more pressure if you do a counter pressure. Like if you're pulling backwards and you push her, you're going to pull harder. And you can also push your abdominal into the table for a second point of contact for back pressure.
Yeah. So incredibly inspiring watching you take all that life throws at you and just keep getting back up. There's no other
So
option.
that's my gift. That's what God gave me. Like, I don't know how to not get back up. Like, and that's the thing, is I do have a different quit than most people. Like, you don't ever see it because we haven't got there yet, right? But my quit is I quit. Like, I'm 600 pound bedridden dude in 6 months. Like, it's over. So all these things that happen, and worse being losing mom, is just finding a reason to get back up, right? But that's the gift, right? It's just keep. And people are like, oh, you're delusional. Well, because I have faith and belief that my best is as good as anyone else's best.
You're not delusional.
That's what my belief is. I don't think I'm better than anybody, but I think I'm as good. So if you put me across the table against somebody who's as good as me, then I believe my heart and will and desire to win will win.
I wonder what it would be like to be married to someone that was just like, no, this is as good as it gets. There's nothing better. I wonder what that would be like.
So the thing is that Rebecca has noticed in the last 13 years is that I am a dreamer.
He dreams. I'm not a dreamer.
But then I will set in motion things that she thinks is unrealistic.
It shocks me.
And somehow I find a way to get it done.
Like the tour across the United States. We hit all 48 countries in
States.
an RV. Oh, yeah, sorry. All 48 states in an RV, guys, with our dogs. And it was awesome. I wish we could have taken twice as long to do it, right?
Right.
But that was absolutely fantastic.
But I raised $100,000 for us to do that.
He always
we
wanted
didn't have
to
an
do
RV.
it.
We didn't have an RV.
We didn't even have an RV.
I was like, I'm gonna raise $100,000, buy a used RV. We're gonna wrap it, and we're gonna use this money to pay our bills, and we're gonna travel.
You know,
and that's how it worked.
And it was the people, you guys that were out there that we got to meet, and he went to practice after practice after practice. Arm wrestled probably 3,000 minimum matches in 5 months' time, just because he went to practices pulling all night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just all over the place. And that I totally fell in love again with the arm wrestling community, because the people that showed up that were so excited to just be there, it was fantastic, right?
You talking about on the tour? Or you talking
On the tour. Okay,
you felt the same thing. At East
there
West
were a
West
couple. There, yeah.
East West 14
awesome.
did the same thing.
Yes.
Like you see all these people, they're just so excited to be there.
So excited about arm
and
wrestling.
that's what I told them. Like, listen, if you come to the United States, like they sold out that. The next one will probably be a 2,000 person capacity, and they'll sell that out too, because now people have seen it and experienced it, and they're going to tell all their friends, and everyone's going. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think at this level. I think they can keep. If they just gradually make the venues larger, they'll keep selling out every time they come. And we've never had that in arm wrestling ever, you know.
I want to tell y'all something that you may not know, because I didn't know. I couldn't see it from where I was standing. You guys couldn't see it because of where the TV
It was round. It was the second round, first start. He was sticking out his tongue at me. So
Camille was
Camille
sticking out.
his tongue at me.
He was doing the Jerry thing.
Yeah, it was funny.
And he looked at Michael like a little grin.
Yeah. Round one, had he not fouled, round two, first start, he wasn't getting me any further than this. Like he was fully committed.
Showing the camera here.
He was fully committed, and that's as far as my arm
Okay,
was
now
going, right?
how far will your arm open? Look, guys,
Like,
for all of you people
go
that
that
are like,
far,
that's
right?
as far as Michael's arm goes. No, it's not.
and the thing is, if you get me to here, there is no way for me to withstand your press. I have to let up because I am now in an arm bar. And I've said this numerous times. Over years of me doing stupid stuff, I believe my body's like, this guy's an idiot. He's going to keep hurting us, so let's get really strong right there. So right there, before I get to this, my tendons, ligaments, muscles are very, very strong. So that's where I can hold it, but that's as straight as I go. Like I can hold right there really strong. but that's as straight as I can go, you know, that little bit of extra push. And if you push me that way, I have to let up. He just wasn't applying enough pressure or the right pressure.
So Lynn Klovic, he says that bicep tear was a blessing in disguise. Absolutely it was, because it didn't only allow Michael to get the bicep tendon fixed, it allowed him to get so much more fixed.
You know, get the bone taken out, get, you know, the compression of my nerve release, get my, you know, which is now allowing my thumb muscle to atrophy to come back, feeling in my fingers, improved range of motion for having that bone taken out. So.
Wait. Okay, this is actually, I don't want you to answer it the way that you have been, because I think you should keep conversations to yourself.
Oh, about what?
Yes.
I've been told by Ingen. I'm not going to say the conversation.
Okay. So, hey, Michael, who will be your next opponent if you win against Genadi? Do you have someone in mind, or will you try directly the shot at Levan?
I'm going to go ahead and tell you without telling you.
You don't have to mention
I've been told once I beat Genadi, I have one more match to win, and I get a shot at Levan.
You think
For
it's gonna be
me, that match would not happen December 14th. Now, if December 14th is in the United States, I cannot not be on that card.
So you would pull somebody else?
So I'd pull someone ranked below, because right now they have Genadi at like 5th. But they still have Devon at 2. I don't think Devon will stay at 2, right? So that would basically move Genadi to 4th, in my opinion. But let's just say Genadi stays 5th. Let's say I beat Genadi. You got Levan, Devon, Hermes, Jerry. So that's the only 4 people ahead of me. So Jerry would be pulling Levan.
Most likely.
Hermes' shoulder's not right yet. And the other person's Devon.
He said it would be next April, I think.
Yeah. So I would probably pull, if there's a king of the table in the United States, I would probably pull like a Gerdecha, Svetkov, or who wins between Kalinchenko and Svetkov, a Morozov. Even though they would be ranked lower, I would pull them just to prove that Genadi wasn't a fluke. I would be. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm just gonna hold on until I get to. No, I'll pull.
But that's also more camps that you can go through, more training.
There's not really a camp coming in for 6 weeks. So I'll come home, do a week of recovery, have 4 weeks of hard training, a week off. So I don't expect to get a lot stronger during those 6 weeks, right? Or those 5 weeks of training. But then I would have a 12-week, most likely, or longer camp until I pulled again. Now, that's when I would probably face the opponent that Ingen mentioned. And then he said Levan would probably pull someone else around that time. And then pull in like latter part of the year. If I have to pull somebody in March or April, and then I have to wait till December to pull Levan, or November to pull Levan, or October to pull Levan, I'm pulling somebody else in between. I can't do 6-month camps. I'll lose it. I can't stay focused that long. Like, I have to have all this work, kick this guy's ass. You know, like, I can't do it. Like, there's no way. If you're like, oh, you got 6 months. Man, it'd have to be for a lot of money for me to be focused for 6 months. You know what I mean? So it could be, I pull November 2nd. King of the Table is not in the United States. So then I pull in March. And then maybe the Levan match happens next August, next July. Like, I could see that.
That is if this path continues to be all linear, right?
I cannot see it not.
Okay.
I don't even think. You're like, well, what if you lost? I don't see me losing.
Well, first of all, you're not supposed to think that way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it just doesn't, what I see and what I felt when I was thinking all this when we were during ketamine.
It was very clear.
100% clear. Like, this is not a up and down path. This is a continually moving forward path. That's what I see. Because, you know, at 52 years old, because I'll be 52 by the time I get the match with Levan. So someone asked how long I need. I think from today, in 6
Top
months.
100 Junior, here's your answer.
In 6 months, I can be ready. I think in 6 months from now, I can have all the tools I need to pull successfully against Levan and win. But I want 9 to 12. I want 9. I want 12. I don't want to, I mean, I think power-wise, I think confidence-wise, I think everything I need, I can have in 6 months. But I want 9 to 12.
I think you have to stick with that, because that is the plan. That's
the plan. I mean, just when do you think I'll be ready? I think I'll be ready in 6. but I don't want to take the match in 6. I want it 9. 9. I'm good with 9. Like 9 puts us May. 9 puts us in May. I would love a May match.
Oh, that's a big birthday month for your daughter.
Yeah, and my birthday's right after that, right? But I'd love to have it by then. Oh my God, imagine it being on May 11th.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I know, baby.
I don't know. So
What am I drinking? This is my cucumber and mint water.
yeah.
It's so fantastic. I drink it all day, and I think it really helps with my skin too.
What is next? So May 10th will be next. So Mother's Day next year is May 11th.
Okay, baby. All right, so someone was asking, and you guys, I understand. Oh, Phil gifted somebody a membership. It went to Gnomeski. All righty. There you go. Welcome to the crew. He says, Gnomeski says Hermes would be a good match, eh?
Yep.
Just have to wait till he's ready because he is injured at the moment.
And I would pull Vitali too. Like I don't think if East versus West, King of the Table was in North America, I don't think Vitali would get a visa. So I don't think it would be. I don't think it'd be Vitali. But Vitali could be, if I had to have a match in between, I'd pull Vitali.
Yeah, Proven Astrology, thank you so much for the super chat. In your last match, it seemed like your King's move was as good as it's ever been. Have you noticed any drawbacks on the table from the surgery?
Only improvements. Only improvements. And so people are like, are you stronger than ever? Because people are like, you're the strongest ever. Even Devon, I think this is the strongest Michael Todd ever. I'm not. I mean, I'm strongest in arm wrestling specific movements, and that's because I never did them. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't compare. Now, what I do know for a fact is my last back workout prior to Camille was equal to my best ever back circuit that I did before I pulled Dave Chafee in 2019. When Dave was still the peak Dave, and I beat him 3-0. You know, and people didn't beat Dave 3-0 back then. You know what I mean? Like nobody beat Dave 3-0 back then. So I'm as strong on my back circuit as I was then, going into Camille. My bench is so far off. Like, it's been years. Like 2007, I did a 520. 2013 at D1, I did that 501. That I did 225 for 80. You sat there and watched. I did 225 for 80 reps. I did a 480 in 2016. The week before I'd done a 470, did a 480. Was going to do 405 for 8, and on the third rep, I tore my pec. So since tearing my pec, I've never done more than a 445. And then 2022, I tore my subscat, bitching or AMRAP at 385 or something. So I never in my life thought that I would ever be a 500-pound bencher again. But I truly believe now, with all the stem cells and just how my body feels and being bigger and not restricting calories, like I said, I think I'll hit a 455 between now and Genadi, maybe a 465 between then and King of the Table. And then I think sometime March or April, I will hit a 500-pound bench again. Now, when I won't say I'm the strongest I've ever been until I'm stronger on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because then it will be a true statement. I'm the strongest I've ever been on this, everything. So I may be the strongest I've ever been
In areas.
pronation,
Cup.
probably cup, riser, pronation gauge back pressure. But I also want to be stronger. I want to have the strongest deadlift I've ever had. I mean, there's just things I want to have.
I want you to have the strongest center.
That would be nice. Because I have a tremendous, like when Todd Hutchins was here training and Bob Brown saw our videos, I was shocked that you were as strong as Todd with side pressure. Because I never trained it. But I did that for years. That Todd Hutchins style, you got my hand, I clap my fingers, and I just drag you over. You know, so I have that strength. But I don't want to use it that way. I need center this way. Like, the problem is I loose load in the setup. I think we have a super chat up there I didn't answer. I loose load in the setup, so I'm like very loose and I just explode. These guys are locked in, so I need to find a way to set up tight. So I think that might be a static load. Like once I get that 6-foot chain, I get upstairs, just pull it down, just hold this. I think that's something, that's probably what I'm gonna work my center table. Just static holds, just tight. And then that new machine I got where I'm gonna Just sit and hold as tight as I can here for that range of motion, you know. Okay, what we got?
Let me read this first, and then I will get to Proven Astrology. Super chat, thank you so much. Jag says, so can someone explain how can you go to Levan from number 5? Don't you need to go through the whole lot? No, you have to think some people are injured. They can't have a match. Ermi's shoulder, he's in between there.
You don't have to say that. UFC, the number 1 contender, is not the guy that fights for the title every time.
Right.
There's a list of people, like you said, some are injured, some just came off a match, some had this one. The champ has to compete. Boom.
It's all
This is
about
the next guy in line.
timing.
Who have we not seen pull? Let's just get this guy a shot, you know?
Yeah,
Jerry's not number 2. Jerry's number 4.
right.
Jerry didn't even beat a higher ranked person. He just beat Alex, who was
Right.
lower ranked.
Right. And the number 2 right now, Devon, is not ready to take on super heavyweights at this point.
So yeah, I mean it's a pretty easy. It's all combat sports.
He's
You don't have to be the
healing, too.
number 1 contender to get a title shot.
Right.
You just have to be in the ballpark and have something, have a significant win that makes people want to see the match.
So go as that's also answering the same question. You do not have to be number 2 to get a shot. You have to take into consideration. Proven Astrology, thank you so much. Dennis versus MMT. MMT,
So-
Dennis is not taking.
Dennis is not taking top 10 matches. And I'm going to tell you, in my heart right now, in the list of top 10 people, I believe I'm definitely in that category of the top 10 guys. And I think man, I'm going to be honest. I think I'd pull anybody in that top 10. I mean, I can't. I don't think I could beat Hermes right now. And I don't think I mean, obviously, Hermes or Levan. The rest of the class, I like my chances a lot, honestly. Like, especially beating me.
Oh, this guy, no.
3 or 4 rounds will be difficult.
Zernov. We're not sure about that.
So we're gonna find out. Zernov, isn't he pulling Vitaly or somebody?
I think he's
I think
supposed
he's pulling
to.
Vitaly king the table,
But wasn't he?
right-handed. He was supposed to be pulling Camille left-handed.
So he's going to pull both on the same day?
No. Once he took the Vitaly match, he dropped.
Oh.
Baby, how do you think?
Yeah, I
Okay,
know.
yeah.
No, I thought they were both set.
Camille was set.
Uh-huh.
Zornov got the opportunity to pull right-handed versus Vitaly. Which one's a bigger
So
match
he
for him?
dropped that
Yes.
one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know. I didn't understand that aspect of it.
What's it say?
No, this is funny. Clash. Thank you so much for the super chat. You ever plan to have a super match?
We have
against
those
Rebecca?
all the time.
I win.
Yeah. Cracks
Just
my
in case
wrist.
I
Cracks my
wonder.
wrist. Pronate turns my palm up. Everything.
Take a second to hit that like button. Thank you so much, Justin King. Yes, by the way, guys, if you are in the chat and you have not yet hit that like, please do so. And don't be afraid to share this stream to your other social media feeds. Send out some text so you can get your friends on this as well.
Oh,
so
I'm also. So I was just thinking of people in the top 10 because I just said I think I could beat most of the people in the top 10. I like my chances against most people in the top 10, and I figured I'm gonna get some backlash for that. But I was sitting there thinking of the people, and I'm like, I can think of things. And I was thinking about Morzov, and Morzov looks good right now. He looks super strong, but that's not it. They may be coming over to train.
yeah,
Pull Heavy and Morzov may
Right.
be coming to the Monster Factory to train. So
I would love that.
that'd be awesome.
Be absolutely.
Because
Awesome.
listen, think about
Well,
it,
we
guys.
know someone-
I'm 51 years old. Just to be able to hang with these guys in workouts.
Well, Lars.
Oh, shit, Lars is coming.
Lars is coming
Lars
to
is
train.
coming, yeah.
And we're-
Probably the end of September, 1st
Yeah.
of October, Lars will be here.
Yeah, so I'm excited about Lars coming, but I'm really excited about going to visit Lars.
Oh, my God.
Because that's the other flip side of
We
that,
have
right?
such a
They
hard
come here,
time
we have to
leaving
go there.
because of our dogs, but there's so many beautiful, like Norway. How can we not go to Norway? You know, we
Yeah,
have to go to Norway.
Lloyd says, that's what I'm talking about, Michael. More training partners.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I mean,
And the thing is that the
I'm going to be honest, though. I don't like arm wrestling a lot.
No, because you know arm wrestling.
I know how to arm wrestle. I've been doing it 34 years. I don't need to train for a specific person. I just need to make sure that I'm strong at what I do. If I'm strong enough at what I do, it's going to beat whatever somebody else does, right?
Wait, is that the same thing that Jerry's thinking? Because that's the one-sidedness thing, right?
No, if I'm strong enough at what I do, I don't have to do one thing. I have to do
Right,
all things.
right.
I don't need someone else. So the biggest thing is, yes, when they come, we're going to arm wrestle. But I am like, I don't want to do a bunch of arm wrestling because I'm so focused on hitting all these numbers that I have already programmed out. And what I noticed was, now just for people watching, I try to get 1 or 2 lifts ahead on my pronations. So in case I need to take a day off or 2 days off, I can, right? So I've already done one today, and I'm thinking about here in a little bit, hitting a little pre-workout and just going out and hitting tomorrow's lifts today, since I'm going to take the day off from training. So go ahead and hit those lifts. When I say I'm taking off today off training, it means I'm not hitting my shoulder workout with all my hand, wrist, and forearm stuff today. I'm going to take the day off. But yeah, so I want to be able to hit those numbers. So when I had the 3-hour practice here on September, whatever the date, or was it September? July 13th, I think it was. We had like it wasn't 3 hour practice. I pulled for like 3 hours. The next day I missed my pronation lift.
And mess with your head.
I was pissed, right?
Mess with his head.
But I let everyone just jump all over my arm, get it straight and everything, just bounce on it. So it put a lot of wear and tear on me. Now, did I get stronger from that? Possibly. But fortunately, I'd already hit that day's lift a couple days before, so it's the next day's lift. I mean, it's just missing that lift that I told myself I was going to hit, and I missed it. So I was like, all right, I'm taking 2 days off. I'm going to let my body heal. And so I just took 2 days off from everything. Then I came in and crushed that lift, right? So, yeah, well, when Morzov's here, when Lars is here, I'm sure we'll arm wrestle. And I don't know if Morzov's going to make it in time before in this camp, right? But to give you a note, so Corey is 34, and he's 400 pounds, and he's one of the strongest humans on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a freak. But the fact is, I told him, man, don't you have to feel a little bad for yourself that a 52-year-old or 51-year-old guy is dusting your ass in the workout? Like, you know, I mean, I was giving him and Jeremy shit because Jeremy's 20, right? And Jeremy brought his dad here one day when he was doing all those heavy deadlifts, and Jeremy's like, can you believe Dad? He's 51 and he's deadlifting 600 pounds. He's stronger than I'm like, how's he so strong? But that's just, you know, I don't feel 51 unless I'm trying to get out of bed. And then my back hurts like shit. What do you got?
Okay, so I want to read this super chat. Phil Woody says, can we see the Monster Factor 2.0 supporter wall of fame more? Absolutely.
We certainly will be. The problem that I'm having with that right now is there's scaffolding and all kinds of shit in my gym, and it really is a sore subject. So I'm just like, you know.
But yes, as soon as we can get all that moved
that
out of
is
the
the
way.
thing, because like I want to start putting, you know, I had a lot of interest of people wanting bricks on the wall and getting their name on the wall, getting we had a guy at East vs. West 14 who wants to put his brother who's passed away on the wall.
Yeah.
And that's what this is about. Like we can't do this without y'all support. You know, we're still going to probably need to get 3 or 4 more brand partners, you know. But yeah, and I hate that I'm not out there featuring that wall, because what's going to happen is once this place is finished, all the commercial, you know, sport flooring is going to be in. I'm going to move all the arm wrestling tables against the supporter wall. So when there are practices or when I'm training, that's the backdrop, right? It's just there's scaffolding and there's air ducts and there's just stuff in the way, you know.
Thank you, Phil, for dropping my link in there to my channel. I got to get caught up
Let's
on...
give Rebecca some love, man.
Well,
y'all
they
don't
would
like her
if I
channel.
would put out content.
Listen, they should just give you love all the time because you're lovable. Lovable, I tell you.
Welcome, Jeremy. How's the left feeling is what Phil Woody is asking. But I saw... There we go. Alexander Clark.
What's up?
Hey guys, just want to add that I don't think people truly have an idea just how much a calorie deficit really affects you. You look better this way. I think so too. I like him big. When we walk into a room, I want people to be concerned that he might eat them. So, yeah, I like my husband big. But I wanted to actually touch on that.
Alex is another person who has a brick on the wall.
Yes, thank you so much for the support, Alex. I wanted to touch on that because the Frank versus Matt match. A lot of people didn't realize...
Not Frank, Lars.
I mean, Lars versus Matt match. A lot of people didn't realize that was a catchweight thing.
That's what they told us, wasn't it? Or was it a 105 class?
It was, they met at 110.
So it's supposed to be a 115 match.
115 match.
But they ended up meeting at 110.
They asked Lars to cut to 110. And it definitely, because he's already lean.
Shredded. Yeah.
So it definitely affects. Not taking anything away.
Matt looked great. And
Matt
is doing really
everything
well. Like,
right.
He beat Derek. He beat Wagner.
I mean, he's on a tear.
His right arm.
He is clean.
And he took a lot of losses too. So he's kind of that whole.
Yeah, but is he wanting to be 105 or is he wanting to be 110?
Well, he took the loss at 105 to.
I mean,
Brad
115.
Grundy.
Because it's not a 110. It's 105,
115. He took the loss to Grundy at 105. And I think.
What was Grundy doing in 105?
He competed the next day at like 260 or some shit. Like he water cutted perfectly to 231, and I think he competed right around 260.
What?
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know where Matt wants to be, but Matt continues to impress me. He has a phenomenal hand. He just didn't always have the arm to back it up, but now, and he pulled Lars perfectly.
Yeah.
I think Lars made a couple of mistakes that could have got him in the match more, and I'm gonna try to work with some stuff with him when he's here. But yeah, I love Lars. I'm a big fan of Lars. But like I said, Matt Mask he's an entertainer for sure.
So, Clash Night. Do you think you can beat Devon in his current form?
Yes. Devon's still Devon. Devon's still going to be dangerous. But had we met on August 10th, I would have had a what I believe would have been a significant power advantage.
But that's not the Devon you want to arm wrestle.
No, I mean, listen, Devon is a very special athlete. And a peak Devon, like we've seen, is
very dangerous.
I mean, what he did with the tools that he has, meaning he had the levers, he has the rods or the pronation. Imagine if he had that power base. If he had those tools, like he would have to. He would have had. If Devon had the power base, he would weigh like 330 at 6'6". You know, because if he had a big bench and a big deadlift, but Devon's body type is not that. Devon is a ectomorph who's a hard gainer. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't want if when Devon and I pull again, it will be in a super heavyweight match. If he chooses.
He has said that he doesn't want to go back to supers.
Well, it'll be I won't be a super heavyweight.
You will not be cutting anymore.
Devon would be. I mean, who knows? Once I win the overall number one, and maybe at that point I'm like, okay, I'm 53 now. I've defended it 95 times.
But maybe you and Devon will face each other when you're like 62 and 61.
At 198. You know, I don't know, man. Devon's chasing what he's chasing. I'm chasing what I'm chasing. So we're going to support each other in what we're doing. And like Devon and Oden said, they may come down here and train. You know,
I think Oden, guys, that's the kid that so many people have given him shit, especially on Reddit. And the thing is that Oden is even more cerebral than his dad. That boy knows arm wrestling. Of course he knows it from growing up with Devon as his father. But he knows it because he actually researches it by himself. Okay, he knows arm wrestling. And I think when he grows into who he's really going to be. When he fills out
his, I mean, when he hits his man strength, kid's going to be dangerous.
Very.
Like, he's dangerous now. But what do you think about fucking Reno? Winning right and left. He's either 19, almost turned 20, or he just turned 20. And this is not his first WF title. Yeah. This kid is the WAF champion, right and left-handed, 242 pounds. And he's a kid. Oden is special like that. Like, Oden could be somebody who does something. I don't know if he would ever go to WF or anything like that, but...
he could do it.
Yeah. I mean,
he could do it. Yeah.
When we're talking to Devon and Jody, they're like, listen, dude, he's obsessed. Like, he out-trains Devon. He outworks Devon. And who else outworks Devon, right? Like, I'm like the closest guy to him with our work ethic, probably. So if Oden's outworking Devon, then that's insane.
Phil Woody, speaking of days off, Rebecca, I'm sure Michael promised you and us a monster breakfast making live.
Did I? I think I did.
Did you?
I said I was going to make you breakfast, and it was going to be, I don't remember what it was.
Oh, you're going to make me breakfast?
We talking about your breakfast you made somewhere. We talked about something.
Oh, okay.
All right, what we got there is Elite.
Thank you so much. Elite.
What is that?
Elite B-Patch. I would not enjoy this sport without you, Monster. Thank you so much for the super chat. You are part of my love for arm wrestling since 2019. I have been addicted to this sport because of you and the other legends like No Limits, Toddzilla, Mask. Much love. Thank you so much.
We appreciate the super chat. That's awesome, man. And that's fun when I get stuff like that because, you know, and that's the other thing. I mean, it's fun to people to, you know, you let people in and they see what you struggle with and what you're going through, and you're just like them. Like, there's no difference. We're all the same, and we're all dealing with life and it's craziness that comes along with it. It's just how you react to that. And I'm glad that my willingness to not quit has inspired people, right? Because remember the people that showed up randomly at our house? Like, just randomly? He's like, man, I lost my mom, so-and-so. It did. It was kind of freaking. I was walking outside about to hit somebody. And then the guy's like, I'm a huge fan. I'm sorry I just showed up at your house, but you really inspired me and what you went through. And I just recently lost my mom. And how, you know, and that touches me, right? Because biggest loss in my life, right? So it's cool to be able to be yourself, live your life, and through that inspire other people, you know.
Thank you so much for that super chat. And D Strong, thank you so much. How do you think Bronshaw will do within a few years of serious training and guidance? And you versus Devon right now, even if there's a weight difference, what happens best of 7? I think you just answered that.
Yeah.
Proverbs 3:5-6.
Yeah, brother. Hey, I appreciate your super chat. And Brian actually messaged me yesterday. I told him, I said, I'm here. I'm just a phone call away if you need any help with anything. Because I messaged him congratulating on another successful Shaw Classic, asking how the arm wrestling training was going. He said it took a lot out of him putting on the Shaw Classic. And he's just trying to figure out how to implement his best style of training. So he was asking me how frequently do I table time, how do I program that into my workouts. And I was telling him in the beginning, arm wrestle as much as possible. Right now, I am not heavy on the arm wrestling because after 34 years of arm wrestling, I know how to arm wrestle. It's instinctive for me. The counters are instinctive, the moves are instinctive. I just need to be strong in all the areas so that I can, the biggest thing for me, like if I was strong everywhere, I wouldn't have these long matches. So there's areas obviously I have to improve because I need to be flashing fools.
So you need to go get that chain.
Gotta go to the chain.
That's what I heard.
that's the interpretation. Get the chain. But yeah, so I think Brian has, and who was I talking to yesterday? I was talking to Corey about it. I think if he's as serious as it looks like he is, and how serious he has been with how he approached strongman, top 5 North America is not a reach within a couple of years. He's a legitimate giant, and he has all the right strengths. And I'm sure that we will eventually train together. And if I can help him in some way to be better or help him with his, I do work well with people who are strength athletes, who have a gym background, like who do gym lifts, because I can translate the movements to, okay, imagine if you're doing this or imagine you're doing that, set up this way. And you saw a lot of that when I was working with Larry. He understood it real easy. And I think I could help him in that way, and I could help maybe tweak a few things. But what he's going to do is he's going to take what he learns from everyone and make what's best for him. But yeah, I think he's got tremendous potential. Hey, Misha.
Are you behind me? Hello.
All right, so what we got?
I can see your pretty eyes. Am I? Oh, we're not in there.
You're not in there. He does have very pretty eyes.
Sweet boy.
But his color, now look at his markings. He's so pretty.
He is absolutely gorgeous.
Hey, buddy. Little purr.
So, Nino, I don't know if it's true, but it sounds good to me. Michael, did you know that fat and whipping, it's supposed to be heavy whipping cream, helps muscles grow faster than whey protein?
Well, let's do it then.
Absolutely.
I need faster muscle growth.
Yes. Numsky says you can tell that Auden loves the sport.
In love with it.
Yeah.
Jeremy Parker, I want to match with Auden. In my opinion, you would be too much. But I don't know. He has very good leverage, right? He's the same height as us. So I think Jeremy might be half inch shorter than me. So Auden's like my height. He does have strong pronator. I think you're a more powerful human. You're 20 and he's 19. Hey, if Auden and Devon come down, we'll set up a mock super match between you two.
So Phil Whitty says, I've pulled with Auden, and he's very good technically. He climbs your hand very subtly and effectively.
Yeah. No, he looks like a technician. And Devin said, as bad as he is in the setup, Auden's way worse. He's like, Auden's way worse than me,
Well, and the thing is, though, is that, between Jody and Devin and now Auden, that is what, basically, they've just got like the College of Arm Wrestling over there happening.
Right. Imagine, like, if having someone who loves arm wrestling as much as you in your house every day, pushing, let's go train. That's what America needs. Like, if one of us ever won the lottery and you just put us all like this compound, and part of the job description was we meet every day and we train. The biggest thing, we're such a large nation and everybody has families and jobs and no time to travel or get together, and it's difficult to do as older adults,
David Thomas, Devin did not show up at our place. We were out of state, and it was just another practice.
That was in North Carolina. I was filming a Juji that day, and then it's funny because they had asked me about practice. I'm like, well, my back's messed up, and I'm driving all the way in, and I don't know who else is going to be there. Oh, just a bunch of local guys, no big deal. I'm like, hey, I'll come to practice, So
you did arms first.
We trained arms out. It was so damn hot in North Carolina that day. And then I get out there, and then Devin's there. I'm like, what the hell, you sandbagging, And it wasn't even Juji. Judy wasn't aware of it. It was Tom.
He was a shock.
Tom had him. He was at Tom's house eating popcorn when I'm out there working out. Yeah, they got me good on that one.
Alan G says, you versus Vitali. Is it possible?
It's definitely a possible matchup. I just don't know about timing-wise or when that would happen. So if Vitali beats Zornov, or somehow there's another, I don't know. It'll just depend on what Ingen says I need to do, and the time frame of how long they expect I would have to wait on matches would determine. I want to be active. Like, I want to arm wrestle a minimum of every 3 months. That's what I want. I mean, like I said, when I say a minimum, because I would arm wrestle East First West and King of the Tables in North America. So that's 6 weeks. But otherwise, I'd like 10 to 12 weeks between. Because basically, I pulled Frank 5 or 6 weeks later.
April.
I pulled
then June.
So it was April 20th.
Uh-huh.
April 20th.
And then it was right before your birthday in June.
June 1st, I know, babe. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. So 6 weeks later, I pulled. 10 weeks later, I pulled. And then now I have 12 weeks. So I pulled, when did I pull Homeboy? 17th, I think. 17th or 24th. I don't know. I think I pulled, 17th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I pulled Pablo, and then I pulled like 8, 9, 10 weeks later, I pulled Frank. Then 6 weeks later, I pulled Lars. And 10 weeks later, I pulled Camille. And then now 12 weeks later, I pulled Genadi. So that type of scheduling works for me, you know? Because I was 6 weeks between Frank and Lars, and look how, it was just stylistic matchups too, but I was stronger when I pulled Lars. So pulling Genadi in November and then pulling whoever here in December, I will still be stronger. So.
Oh, okay,
Right,
guys,
yeah.
I'm hungry.
No kidding.
So we're gonna have to wrap this up, but I really appreciate you all hanging on. We've been on here for an hour and 16 minutes.
Just to let you know, Genadi, Travis left-handed, Gardecha, then Levan. There will be no left-handed matches in this run.
He's focused solely on a right-handed goal.
The first time in my life, someone the other day, my sister has introduced me to somebody as professional arm wrestler, world champion, whatever, and the guy goes, obviously right-handed. I'm like, what do you mean? I've won half my world titles left-handed. But I do now look different.
Right-handed.
Like you notice my right arm is bigger. And it's always been bigger. But now it looks like, and I think it's all these specific, pronation, riser, cupping, pronation gauge back pressure, all the specific, pumpkin stuff on that right arm that's making it look a little freaky.
Oh, I love this one too. I fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7.
Amen, brother.
I like that a
All right.
lot, but this girl's got to eat.
Man, shoot. What you talking
I'm
about?
hungry. All
And
right.
I think I'm going to go hit some PR lifts. I'm not PR lifts, some new pronation stuff lifts. I'm gonna pop me a little pre-workout. Throw me on a victory super patch, and go hit some lifts.
Well, you do that.
But I'm resting. I'm like, this is my off day. But I still got to go hit the second round of lifts.
I'm going to go eat and pick some tomatoes.
Alrighty, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell for notifications on YouTube. Like, follow on Facebook.
Share to your
Go
platforms.
check out Rebecca's page and like and follow that.
I will be getting a video out. I've got several
Eventually, that's
recorded.
good stuff. What is that? What's your page? What's your YouTube, baby?
Rebecca Todd, Mrs. Monster Todd.
Oh, so it's both. It's Rebecca Todd, Mrs. Monster Todd.
Is Mrs. Monster Todd, Rebecca Todd.
Mrs. Monster
No,
Todd. I know
everywhere.
that chick. She's a cutie.
Well, thank you.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah. Nice chat with y'all. Talk soon.